Hello, John Davis here, CTO of ENTEXS Corporation. I'm excited to showcase the ENTEXS Crystallizer solution. This is a fully closed-loop processing solution that takes distillate, CBD distillate input, mixes it in an automated way with your solvent, crashes out your CBD isolate or your crystals, CBD crystals, collects them, and features inline solvent recovery to remove residual solvent from your mother liquor, so that can be removed from the equipment and recovers that solvent to be reused for the isolate process. This is a fully designed and developed system here at ENTEXS. We develop and manufacture this here at our facility, and it's designed for sanitary compliance and EU GMP and GMP installations. So I'm going to walk through the process method of this equipment and how we utilize it to produce a high quality end product. So I'm going to show the flammable storage cabinet here. This is typically used to house the solvent that we're using. In this case, we're using heptane as our solvent for isolate production. This is kept in this cabinet, used in the process, and then also recovered and restored in this. So as a operator, you can look at real-time fluid levels of your solvent storage and supply. Also, those levels are utilized in the processing solution to make decisions around when to refill and when to service that solvent supply. Your distillate enters into this processing and homogenizer vessel here. You can either use the ENTEXS transfer cart to push the product into here for a truly closed processing solution, so there's no open pores, or you can actually pour your distillate into the top of this equipment if you want to. From there, the operator presses start on the HMI and the process starts. So the method that this uses is tank measurement. So we measure how much product is in here. We can process up to 35 kilos of distillate at one time per batch. From that, we have continuous level measurement. We inject solvent into this at the predetermined mixed ratio. We have thermal loops that heat this vessel, and we agitate this vessel as well. So we bring the product up to a mixed temperature, and we also homogenize it with the mixtures. This features temperature sensing, level sensing, mixing. These are vacuum rated, heat jacketed, and cladded as well, so you can touch the outside of this vessel, and it's cool to the touch. After the product is homogenized, we introduce that into an isolate reactor. What this does is it brings product into this mixed tank here. This is fed from our Cascade, our low temperature chiller, and maintains temperature. So we bring temperature down as we're aggressively stirring your mixture of solution, and that precipitates the crystallization of your product. This whole process takes less than about 45 minutes to run from distillate introduction to isolate production. Once your isolate or your crystals are optimized in this vessel here, we use vacuum assist to bring that product into this collection vessel. What this does is it collects your isolate mixture while removing any residual mother liquor or solvents from that solution. This features inline drying and also vacuum assist fluid transfer. Again, this vessel here features a jacketed interior shell with an insulated cladding, so it doesn't ice up, even though we're running very cold temperature through it and maintaining that temperature. We have continuous level measurement, temperature measurement, VFD, so speed controlled mixing on the motor itself. When that cycle is done, which is all timed with the automation system, we can drive that product through under vacuum to the collection vessel. This also features recirc for rinsing, so we can do multiple rinse cycles of fresh solvent into the vessel here and flush and rinse your actual product before you start the drying op. Once you're done with the rinsing cycle, you can heat, or you can just run standard gas through the system to dry your isolate powder. Once that isolate powder is dried sufficiently, it can be removed, put on trays, and it's typically recommended to vacuum dry this for residual solvent removal prior to use. As your product is collected in this vessel, we pull the mother liquor under vacuum and the residual solvent that's in this tank into this recovery tank. What this does is it evaporates your mother liquor using vacuum, agitation, and heat. So we have multiple thermal loops that are supplied to this equipment that we run to maintain temperature. As the solvent's evaporated, it is condensed on the condenser in the back of the equipment, collected and reused in this fresh solvent supply. So just as an overview, your product input is distillate. That's the only input to this equipment. Everything else is automated and introduced through the control system. Your output is a isolate product that can be used in pharma grade operations, and you also have your mother liquor output as well. So the mother liquor output is solvents removed and collected, and your mother liquor can be removed for either waste or post-processing. And just one thing to mention on the mother liquor is we have the RMD system that removes THC from oils. And so this is a good example of a typical waste stream that can be used in post-process to be a useful value-added product by removing the THC, sending it through a white film like our dual distillation system to create a tea-free distillate. The second option there is you can reprocess that product in the isolate system for better isolate yield. What we're seeing on the output of this from a yield standpoint is around 85% yield from distillate input to an output product, which is really good when we compare this to traditional methods on the market. The second thing I want to emphasize is the GMP and EU GMP compliance of this equipment. It's all sanitary process designed and fabricated, and this can go in pharma grade operations to support those types of industries and products from the output of this equipment. Thanks for taking the time to learn about our processing solution regarding isolate production. I hope this is a valuable tool that can be used to create value for you as a customer.